The entertainment world often looks bright and glamorous from the outside, but behind the cameras, it can be filled with quiet struggles and complicated relationships. In recent years, conversations around the private lives of actors and filmmakers have become more open, and people who were once silent are now speaking more honestly about what they witnessed. One of the voices that has drawn attention is Sally Struthers, an actress known for her warmth and long career in television. Many fans remember her from the classic sitcom All in the Family, where she worked closely with Rob Reiner in the early years of their careers. The two shared a professional connection that began decades ago, during a time when television comedy was changing the way Americans talked about social issues. Over time, their careers moved in different directions. Reiner became a successful filmmaker, directing well-known movies and becoming an influential figure in the entertainment industry. Struthers continued acting and remained beloved by audiences who appreciated her humor and sincerity. Despite the changes in their professional paths, the two remained connected through their shared past in television. Friends from that era often describe their bond as one formed during a unique moment in entertainment history. In those days, the cast of All in the Family spent long hours together on set, and the experience created friendships that lasted for many years. As time passed, both actors experienced the ups and downs that come with long careers in Hollywood. Fame brought opportunities, but it also brought pressure and constant public attention. In interviews over the years, Struthers has occasionally spoken about the emotional cost of working in the industry for decades. She has said that people often forget that actors are human beings with fears, worries, and personal lives that do not always match the confident image they show on screen. Her reflections have helped fans see a deeper side of the entertainment world, where friendships and loyalty can sometimes matter more than success or fame. As Hollywood grew into a global entertainment machine, the lives of actors became more visible than ever before. Reporters, fans, and social media users often try to learn every detail about the people they admire on screen. This intense attention can make it difficult for celebrities to keep personal struggles private. According to people who have known Rob Reiner for many years, he has always been a thoughtful and passionate person who cares deeply about his work and about social issues. His films often deal with themes such as friendship, justice, and the search for truth. Because of this, many fans feel that they know him personally, even though they have never met him. Yet those who actually worked with him say there are many sides to his personality that the public rarely sees. Sally Struthers has sometimes spoken about how the pressures of success can affect even the most talented people. She explains that when actors become famous, they often feel responsible not only for their own careers but also for the expectations of millions of viewers. This responsibility can become heavy over time. In Hollywood, where image is extremely important, people sometimes avoid discussing problems openly because they worry it could damage their reputation. Struthers has suggested that this culture of silence can make it harder for individuals to ask for help when they truly need it. Instead of sharing their struggles, they may try to appear strong and confident in public. Over many years, this pattern has repeated itself with different celebrities. Fans celebrate their achievements, but they rarely see the private moments when those same stars feel uncertain or overwhelmed. Struthers believes that if more people in the entertainment industry spoke honestly about these experiences, it could help others understand that fame does not remove life's difficulties. Rather, it often makes them more complicated because every decision is watched and judged by the public. Another important part of the story involves the friendships formed during the early days of television. The cast of All in the Family worked together during a time when sitcoms were beginning to address serious social topics. The show's success changed the careers of everyone involved, including Rob Reiner and Sally Struthers. When actors spend years working closely together, they often develop a sense of trust that continues long after the show ends. Colleagues become friends, and sometimes those friendships feel almost like family relationships. Struthers has spoken warmly about the early days on set, describing a creative environment where actors supported one another and shared ideas freely. The cast laughed together during rehearsals and often stayed long after filming ended, discussing their characters and the messages behind the episodes. These experiences created memories that stayed with them for decades. Even after their careers moved in different directions, those early bonds remained meaningful. Struthers has said that when people share the intense experience of building something successful together, they develop a connection that is difficult to explain to outsiders. It becomes part of their personal history. For this reason, when she talks about Reiner today, her comments often carry a sense of long-term understanding. She remembers not only the public figure but also the young actor who is still learning about the industry and trying to find his place in it. This perspective allows her to speak about him in a way that combines admiration with honesty. She recognizes his achievements but also acknowledges the personal challenges that come with decades in the spotlight. For fans, hearing these reflections can be meaningful because they reveal the human side of people who are usually seen only through the lens of fame. Hollywood is also known for protecting its image. Studios, publicists, and agents often work hard to make sure that negative stories do not damage a celebrity's reputation. This system can create a situation where difficult conversations are delayed or avoided altogether. Sally Struthers has expressed concern about this culture, saying that sometimes the desire to maintain a positive image can prevent people from addressing real problems. She believes that honesty, even when it feels uncomfortable, is healthier in the long run. When she speaks about her experiences, she often emphasizes the importance of empathy. According to her, many actors struggle silently because they feel pressure to appear perfect in public. Yet behind the scenes, they face the same worries as anyone else: family concerns, career doubts, and the natural fear of growing older in an industry that constantly celebrates youth. Rob Reiner himself has spoken publicly about political and social issues, showing that he values open conversation. This willingness to discuss serious topics is one reason he has remained an important voice in Hollywood for so many years. Struthers respects that quality, and she has suggested that the industry could benefit from more openness like that. Instead of hiding every challenge, she believes actors should feel comfortable sharing their experiences. Doing so might help younger performers prepare for the realities of the profession. It could also remind audiences that celebrities are not distant icons, but real individuals with complicated lives. In this way, the discussion becomes less about gossip and more about understanding the emotional pressures that come with a public career. The topic of family is another area where fame can create unexpected difficulties. When a person becomes widely known, their personal life often receives attention from the media and the public. For someone like Rob Reiner, whose career has spanned many decades, balancing work, relationships, and public expectations can be challenging. Friends in the industry say that maintaining a healthy family life while working in Hollywood requires patience and strong communication. Long filming schedules, travel, and constant media attention can place stress on relationships. Sally Struthers has mentioned that many actors learn to protect their private lives carefully because the public sometimes misunderstands situations they do not fully see. Rumors can spread quickly, and once a story becomes popular online, it can be difficult to correct. Because of this, some celebrities choose to stay quiet even when false stories appear about them. Struthers believes that kindness and patience are important when discussing the lives of famous people. She encourages fans to remember that every family faces challenges, whether they live in Hollywood or in a small town far away from the spotlight. In her view, the real story of many celebrities is not scandal or drama, but the simple effort to maintain meaningful relationships while living under constant public observation. That effort can be exhausting, yet many actors continue to pursue their careers because they love the creative process and the connection they share with audiences. Understanding this balance helps people see that success in entertainment is rarely simple. It often requires sacrifices that are invisible to viewers watching from home. As the years pass, conversations about honesty and responsibility in the entertainment world continue to grow. Veterans like Sally Struthers have begun speaking more openly about their experiences, offering advice to younger performers entering the industry. She often explains that fame should never replace personal values or genuine friendships. In her view, the relationships built early in a career, such as the one she shared with Rob Reiner, can provide support during both success and hardship. These connections remind actors of who they were before the fame and help them stay grounded. Struthers has said that one of the most important lessons she learned in Hollywood is the value of compassion. People in the entertainment industry face intense competition, and it is easy to become focused only on personal success. Yet the moments that matter most are often the quiet ones when friends support each other through difficult times. By speaking honestly about these experiences, Struthers hopes to encourage a culture where actors feel less alone in their struggles. She believes that sharing stories, both positive and difficult, can help create a more understanding community within Hollywood. Fans also benefit from hearing these reflections because they offer a clearer picture of the human side of fame. Instead of seeing celebrities as distant figures, audiences can recognize them as individuals navigating the same emotional challenges that everyone faces in life. In the end, the story surrounding Sally Struthers and Rob Reiner is less about sensational headlines and more about the enduring connections formed through shared experiences. Their history together represents a moment in television history when a groundbreaking show brought talented performers together and changed the cultural conversation. Decades later, the lessons from that time still influence how people think about fame, friendship, and honesty in the entertainment world. Struthers' reflections remind audiences that behind every public figure is a personal story filled with both joy and difficulty. By speaking thoughtfully about these experiences, she encourages a more compassionate understanding of life in Hollywood. Her message is simple but powerful. Success and recognition do not remove the challenges of being human. Instead, they often make those challenges more visible and more complex. When fans remember this truth, they can appreciate the work of actors and filmmakers not only for their talent, but also for the resilience required to build long careers in a demanding industry. In that sense, the conversation sparked by her comments becomes part of a larger discussion about honesty, empathy, and the importance of supporting one another, both on and off the screen. The entertainment industry has always been built on stories. Some stories are told on screen through films and television shows, while others unfold quietly behind the scenes. For people who have spent decades working in Hollywood, the line between public and private life can become very thin. Sally Struthers understands this better than most. After many years in television, she has seen how fame can shape the way people talk about actors and filmmakers. She has also seen how quickly the public can form opinions about people they have never met. Her connection to Rob Reiner goes back to a time when both were young performers working on All in the Family, one of the most important sitcoms in American television history. During those early years, the show was more than just a job. It was a creative environment where writers and actors worked together to explore difficult social topics in a way that had rarely been done on television before. Struthers often recalls the excitement of those days. The cast felt that they were part of something special, something that could make people laugh while also encouraging them to think about serious issues. Reiner played the role of Michael "Meathead" Stivic, a character known for his strong opinions and lively debates with his father-in-law on the show. The role made him famous almost overnight. For Struthers, who played Gloria Stivic, the experience was equally life-changing. Their on-screen relationship created many memorable moments that audiences still remember decades later. Behind the scenes, the actors formed genuine friendships that extended beyond the television set. Long rehearsals and shared challenges brought them closer together, and they learned to rely on each other during the pressures of weekly television production. These early experiences shaped the rest of their careers and created a bond that would remain important long after the show ended. After All in the Family finished its original run, the cast members went in different directions professionally. Rob Reiner decided to move behind the camera and pursue a career as a director. Over time, he became known for creating some of the most beloved films in modern Hollywood. Movies like The Princess Bride, When Harry Met Sally, and A Few Good Men showed his ability to work across different genres, from comedy to romance to courtroom drama. His films often focused on human relationships and moral choices, themes that resonated with audiences around the world. While Reiner was building his reputation as a filmmaker, Sally Struthers continued acting on television and stage. She also became well known for her humanitarian work and her efforts to raise awareness about global poverty and children's education. These different paths meant that the two actors were no longer working together regularly, but their shared history remained a strong connection. In interviews over the years, Struthers has spoken about the pride she feels when she sees former colleagues succeed. She believes that the success of one member of the All in the Family cast reflects the strength of the entire group. At the same time, she has also talked about how fame can change the way people interact with one another. As careers grow and responsibilities increase, it can become harder to maintain the same level of closeness that once existed during those early days on set. Busy schedules and personal commitments often limit the time people have to stay in touch. Even so, the respect that actors develop while working together on a groundbreaking project can last a lifetime. In recent years, the public has become increasingly interested in the personal stories behind famous careers. Interviews, documentaries, and podcasts often explore how actors deal with success, criticism, and the constant attention that comes with celebrity status. Sally Struthers has participated in many conversations about these topics, sharing her perspective as someone who has spent most of her life in the entertainment world. She often emphasizes that while audiences may see celebrities as larger-than-life figures, the reality is that they experience the same emotions as everyone else. They feel pride when their work is appreciated, but they also feel disappointment when projects fail or when criticism becomes personal. Rob Reiner has experienced both sides of this situation during his long career. Some of his films have been celebrated as classics, while others have faced mixed reactions from critics or audiences. For a filmmaker, each project represents months or even years of creative effort. When a movie is finally released, it becomes part of public discussion almost immediately. Reviews appear, social media comments spread quickly, and the success or failure of the film becomes a topic of debate. Struthers believes that this process can be emotionally challenging for many artists. She says that people in the entertainment industry must learn to develop resilience and patience. Not every project will succeed, and not every decision will please everyone. However, she also believes that staying true to one's values and creative instincts is more important than chasing approval. For actors and filmmakers who remain in the industry for decades, this sense of purpose becomes an important source of motivation. Another topic that often appears in discussions about Hollywood is the idea of legacy. As artists grow older, they sometimes reflect on the work they have created and the impact it has had on audiences. Rob Reiner is widely respected not only for his directing skills, but also for the influence his films have had on other filmmakers. Younger directors often mention his movies as inspiration for their own work. Films like Stand By Me and Misery have become part of cinema history, studied in film schools, and discussed by critics for their storytelling and emotional depth. For someone like Sally Struthers, watching a former co-star achieve that level of recognition can feel both inspiring and nostalgic. It reminds her of the early days when they were simply actors learning their craft together. In interviews, she has expressed admiration for the dedication required to move from acting into directing and then succeed at such a high level. At the same time, she often points out that legacy is not measured only by awards or box office numbers. For many performers, the real measure of success is the connection they create with audiences. If a television show or film continues to bring joy, laughter, or thoughtful reflection to viewers many years after it was made, that is a powerful achievement. Struthers believes that this kind of lasting connection is one of the most meaningful aspects of working in